So now as we go ahead and do an install of the hail protector on the vehicle itself, what we do is we position the cinch wand at the back with the blower assembly and the 4-foot Velcro opening, and then we have the rest of the cover up towards the trunk of the vehicle. Now we take the majority of the cover, go ahead and place it on the back of the car, sort of feed it up like you would a comforter on a bed type of thing. Get a good amount of cover on there and start pulling each side forward. You're going to need to go back and forth a couple of times. If the winds are heavy, you're going to want to have a friend help you so that you don't have the cover sort of catch air underneath it. You don't want air underneath the cover itself. So go ahead and pull this forward. And you can see on this side that the undercarriage strap free and loose there, so we can connect that in a minute. Go ahead and pull this forward. Make sure it's even, the equal amounts of cover. If you look on one side or the other, doesn't have to be perfect, but just takes a second to check it. Make sure the blower is set up like so. Next thing to do is go ahead and locate our cord coming from our blower, just like so. It's right at the passenger side rear corner. And then we reach under the vehicle, locate the cord coming outside from the trunk, and go ahead and connect those together. Remove the weather boots. Go ahead and make that connection. That just goes back underneath the car. So the cinch wand, once we've made that connection, make sure everything is centered. We're going to go ahead and tighten the cover around the vehicle. Best way to do that is stand away from the vehicle like so. So we're getting sort of a 45-degree angle on the tire. Otherwise, if we're right underneath the vehicle, we're getting too much friction on the tire. So this enables us to pull the cord through more easily so that the front of the car, the front of the cover is cinching around those front wheels. Now once we got that, then we go and put the cinch wand underneath the car at the rear from the catcher's position. Go ahead and cinch it around the rear wheels at that point, and you'll learn your car that, and what I like to do is I like to make a little black mark, let's say, so that I know when I get to that mark, I've pretty much got the cover cinched around. And then we're just going to do a couple of loops around the little T at the end, and just do a little, sort of one little slip like so. We really don't have to worry, as long as we've put a little bit of a knot at the end of it, we really don't need to worry about it coming undone because all the tension is at the other side of the cinch wand. And then I'm going to go ahead and push the cinch wand underneath the cover. I do like to make one walk around, make sure that the string cord is nice and tight around the wheels. And it certainly is. And then the last thing we're going to do, we're going to take our tape measure Our tape measure, and basically push it underneath the vehicle. About, most vehicles are about 6 feet wide, 6, 7 feet wide. So I put it through about 7 feet, 7.5 feet. Once I come to this side, I'm going to go ahead and take, in this case, this one's right out of the factory, so I know I'm going to need to take some of the slack out of these buckles. So I'll go ahead and take a little bit out right now. And I'm going to take this rubber band and I'm basically just going to put it around the ends where these two buckles are. And I'm going to make a couple of loops around so it's good and tight. That's good enough. I'm going to go to the opposite side. Go ahead and retract the tape measure. And that's the easy way to get the strap assembly underneath the vehicle without putting your knees on the ground, having to get underneath the car, or take a chance and if it's already been raining out, getting wet and that type of thing. Just spread them out like so. Now you want to tighten them up, so ideally the strap is all the way underneath the car. And do the same on the opposite side. And once, like I say, once you learn your car, most of this will be secondhand because you already have those sort of tension points figured out. Put the excess underneath the car. The blower rain covers. And you'll see on one side of the rain cover, there's 4 little knobs. And basically you're going to put the cover on at about the 7 o'clock position. And those little knobs will sort of find their home there. And then you just turn it to the 6 o'clock position. And this just enables while the blowers are waterproof, we don't want to invite water into the cover. So these blower covers keep that from happening. And these excess pieces here, these what I call beards, when the cover is resting down, it keeps the cover itself from being sucked into this blower area and clogging up each individual blower. The last thing we do is we press the button. Grab our remote control, we hit A. And on a car this size, within about 5 or 6 minutes, we're going to be fully active.